What if I told you that one of America's most vibrant coffee scenes is brewing in the heart of the South? Welcome to Alabama, where coffee culture runs deeper than sweet tea traditions and where local roasters are crafting some of the most exceptional beans you'll find anywhere in the country. I'm here to take you on a journey through Alabama's remarkable coffee story, from the horse drawn wagon that started it all in 1896 to today's award winning specialty roasters. We'll meet the passionate people behind the beans and explore the rich history that shaped this industry. So grab your favorite mug and let's dive into Alabama's incredible coffee culture. Let me tell you about a coffee shop that's been perfecting their craft since 1976. The Coffee Klatch in Huntsville wasn't just another coffee shop, it was a pioneer that brought European coffee culture to Alabama decades before Starbucks became a household name. The story begins when the founders traveled to San Francisco and experienced something magical, truly fresh roasted coffee. This wasn't the pre ground weeks old coffee most Americans were used to. This was coffee roasted just days before, with flavors so vibrant it changed everything they thought they knew about their morning cup. Inspired by this revelation, they returned to Huntsville with a mission. In 1977, just 1 year after opening, they took a leap of faith and began roasting their own beans. But here's where it gets really interesting. They didn't just buy any roaster, they hunted down a vintage 1929 roaster, a beautiful piece of machinery that has been crafting perfect roasts for nearly half a century. Imagine the dedication it took to learn the art of roasting on equipment that predated modern temperature controls and digital timers. Every batch was a lesson in patience, skill, and intuition. They had to learn to read the beans by sound, smell, and color, techniques that master roasters still use today. For 48 years, the Coffee Klatch has been more than just a business. It's been a gathering place, a community hub where locals come not just for exceptional coffee, but for connection. The German word Kaffeeklatsch literally means coffee gossip, and that's exactly what this place fostered: meaningful conversations over meticulously crafted cups of coffee. What makes their story even more remarkable is how they influenced Alabama's entire coffee culture. Long before the third wave coffee movement hit major cities, the Coffee Klatch was already emphasizing the importance of origin, roast profiles, and brewing methods. They were educators, introducing Alabamians to concepts that are now standard in specialty coffee. Now, let me tell you about a coffee shop that took Alabama's coffee scene from regional recognition to international acclaim. Prevail Coffee in Montgomery didn't just aim to make good coffee, they aimed to make world class coffee that could compete with the best roasters from Seattle to Melbourne. The story of Prevail is one of relentless pursuit of excellence. While many coffee shops focus on creating a comfortable atmosphere, Prevail's founders were obsessed with every detail of the coffee making process. They studied under master roasters, traveled to coffee growing regions to understand terroir, and invested in equipment that many established roasters couldn't afford. But here's what makes their story truly inspiring. They didn't just want to succeed, they wanted to put Alabama on the global coffee map. In an industry dominated by coastal cities and urban centers, a coffee shop in Montgomery, Alabama seemed like an unlikely candidate for international recognition. Yet, through sheer dedication to their craft, something extraordinary happened. Coffee industry professionals began to take notice. The quality of their roasts, the precision of their brewing methods, and their commitment to showcasing the unique characteristics of each origin started earning them recognition beyond Alabama's borders. Then came the moment that changed everything. Prevail Coffee was awarded the title of second best coffee shop in the United States and 17th best coffee shop in the world. Let that sink in for a moment. In a world where coffee capitals like Portland, San Francisco, and New York dominate the conversation, a coffee shop in Montgomery, Alabama earned a place among the global elite. This recognition wasn't just a victory for Prevail, it was a validation of Alabama's entire coffee culture. It proved that exceptional coffee isn't limited to major metropolitan areas. It showed that passion, skill, and dedication could create world class experiences anywhere, even in places that others might overlook. The impact of Prevail's success rippled through Alabama's coffee community. Other roasters were inspired to push their own boundaries, to experiment with new techniques, and to view their work not just as local businesses, but as potential contributors to the global coffee conversation. Now that you've heard these inspiring stories, let me take you on a tour of Alabama's current coffee roasting landscape. What you'll discover is a state with an incredible, diverse, and passionate community of coffee artisans, each bringing their own unique approach to the craft. Birmingham has emerged as Alabama's undisputed coffee capital, home to some of the state's most innovative and acclaimed roasters. Domestic Coffee has built its reputation on ethical sourcing and community engagement. They're not just roasting exceptional coffee, they're building relationships with farmers and creating a sustainable supply chain that benefits everyone involved. June Coffee represents the perfect blend of classic technique and modern innovation. Their espresso, macchiato, and cappuccino have become the gold standard for Birmingham coffee lovers. Seeds Coffee Company operates from an industrial rustic space that perfectly captures Birmingham's blend of grit and sophistication. Their house roasted beans power both their exceptional pour overs and their expertly crafted espresso drinks. Filter Coffee Parlor has created more than just a coffee shop. They've created an experience. Their premium coffee program is matched by their commitment to fostering genuine community connections. Revelator Coffee deserves special mention as a Birmingham based roaster that's gained national recognition for their focus on quality and innovative design. They've helped establish Birmingham as a serious player in the national coffee scene. Red Diamond, founded in 1906, represents Alabama's coffee heritage. This historic company has been serving Birmingham for over a century, proving that longevity and quality can go hand in hand. Huntsville's coffee scene perfectly reflects the city's innovative spirit and diverse population. Beam Roast Coffee has become a local institution known for their consistent quality and community involvement. Rooster's Crow Coffee Roastery is crafting bold, fresh roasted coffee that's earned them a loyal following throughout the Huntsville area. Angel's Island Coffee focuses on freshly roasted, handcrafted coffee that showcases the artisanal approach to roasting. South Brew Coffee is creating bold, flavorful roasts that cater to Huntsville's passionate coffee community. Old Town Coffee Shop brings a traditional approach to the craft, serving rich, handcrafted coffee in the heart of Huntsville. The Gulf Coast region offers a unique coffee experience where the maritime culture influences the local coffee scene. Carpe Diem Coffee and Tea Company has established itself as Mobile's premier destination for expertly roasted coffee and specialty teas. Leroy Hill Coffee Company, operating under the Hill and Brooks brand, delivers rich, complex flavors that reflect the coastal region's sophisticated palate. The proximity to the Gulf of Mexico creates a unique microclimate that influences not just the culture, but also how the coffee is stored, roasted, and enjoyed in this region. Central Alabama has produced some of the state's most recognized coffee achievements. We've already discussed Prevail Coffee's incredible achievement of being recognized as the second best coffee shop in the United States. Their Montgomery location continues to set the standard for excellence. Mama Mocha's Coffee Emporium and Roasters brings Auburn's vibrant energy to the coffee world, offering bold flavors and a uniquely local experience. Toomer's Coffee Roasters offers an extensive selection of blends, including flavored and decaffeinated options that cater to every taste preference. The coastal region around Fairhope has developed a particularly artistic approach to coffee. Fairhope Roasting Company specializes in crafting fresh, small batch coffee that reflects the coastal town's commitment to quality and community. Refuge Coffee Roasters operates two locations in Fairhope, establishing themselves as a cornerstone of the local coffee culture. Beyond the major metropolitan areas, Alabama is home to roasters who are pushing the boundaries of both quality and social responsibility. Higher Ground Roasters focuses on organic and fair trade coffee, ensuring that their commitment to quality extends from the farm to the cup. SHB Coffee Roasters has built their reputation on specialty blends and an unwavering commitment to quality. Principio Coffee emphasizes ethically sourced beans, creating a supply chain that benefits both coffee drinkers and coffee farmers. Big B Coffee Roasters has built their brand around community commitment and exceptional quality. The Bean Bro in Dothan crafts handcrafted, locally roasted coffee that reflects the best of Alabama's coffee traditions. Southern Girl Coffee brings a distinctly Southern flair to their range of blends. To truly understand Alabama's coffee culture, we need to travel back in time to see how this remarkable industry took root in the heart of Dixie. Coffee arrived in America in the 17th and 18th centuries, often replacing tea as the patriotic drink of choice after the Boston Tea Party. But Alabama's formal entry into the coffee roasting business began in the late 19th century during a period of rapid industrial and commercial development across the South. Before this era, coffee in Alabama, like in most of America, was typically imported already roasted, or green beans were roasted in small batches by individuals or general stores. There was no specialized, dedicated coffee industry to speak of. People got their coffee however they could, and freshness was often a luxury rather than an expectation. But as Alabama's cities grew and industrialized, there was an opportunity for someone with vision and entrepreneurial spirit to establish something more permanent, more professional, and more dedicated to the craft of coffee. That someone was Henry T. Batterton, and his story marks the true beginning of Alabama's coffee industry. The year was 1896. Birmingham was a booming industrial city, earning its nickname the Magic City for its rapid growth. Into this dynamic environment stepped Henry T. Batterton, a man who would forever change Alabama's relationship with coffee. Batterton founded the Batterton Coffee Company in Birmingham with a simple but revolutionary idea. Coffee should be fresh, it should be flavorful, and it should be royal in quality. At a time when most coffee was stale and inconsistent, Batterton's commitment to excellence was almost unheard of. But here's what made Batterton truly special. He didn't just open a store and wait for customers to come to him. He loaded his freshly roasted coffee onto a horse drawn wagon and took it directly to the people. Picture this scene, the streets of Birmingham filled with the clip clop of horses and the rich aroma of Batterton's coffee as he made his rounds, building relationships one cup at a time. This wasn't just a business model, it was a philosophy. Batterton understood that great coffee was about more than just the product, it was about connection, service, and reliability. His horse drawn wagon became a familiar sight throughout Birmingham, and his coffee quickly earned a reputation for being truly royal in taste. The emphasis on freshness was revolutionary for its time. While other coffee sellers might let their inventory sit for weeks or even months, Batterton was roasting it in small batches and delivering it quickly. He understood what we now know to be fundamental. Coffee is at its peak flavor within days of roasting, not weeks or months. As Birmingham continued to grow, so did Batterton Coffee Company. The horse drawn wagon gave way to more modern distribution methods, but the commitment to quality and freshness remained constant. Batterton had established something that would prove remarkably durable, a coffee company built on the principles of quality, service, and community connection. The true test of any business comes during times of adversity, and the Great Depression of 1929 to 1941 provided the ultimate challenge for American businesses. Many companies failed during this period, unable to survive the economic hardship that gripped the nation. But Batterton Coffee Company not only survived, it thrived. Why? Because Henry T. Batterton had understood something crucial about coffee. It wasn't a luxury item that people could easily give up. Coffee was an essential commodity, a daily necessity that provided comfort, energy, and normalcy during uncertain times. Think about it from the perspective of someone living through the Depression. When everything else in life was uncertain, when jobs were scarce and money was tight, that morning cup of coffee represented stability, routine, and a small daily pleasure that could still be afforded. Batterton Coffee Company's survival and success during the Depression validated Henry T. Batterton's original vision. He hadn't just built a coffee company, he had built an essential service that his community relied on. By 1950, the coffee industry in America was changing rapidly. Henry T. Batterton had passed away, and like many family businesses of the era, Batterton Coffee Company found itself in a period of transition. The bank had taken control of the company, and its future was uncertain. This is where the story takes another remarkable turn. William E. Smith, recognizing the incredible legacy and potential of what Henry T. Batterton had built, led a group of investors to purchase the company. But Smith didn't just want to continue the business, he wanted to honor its heritage while positioning it for growth in the modern era. The decision to rename the company Royal Cup Coffee was brilliant. It captured the essence of what Henry T. Batterton had always promised, coffee that was truly royal in quality. The name change wasn't just about marketing, it was about making a commitment to excellence that would guide the company for generations to come. Under the Smith family's leadership, Royal Cup Coffee began an expansion that would eventually make it a major player not just in Alabama, but nationally and internationally. Yet, through all this growth, the company never forgot its roots in Birmingham or the principles that Henry T. Batterton had established. Today, more than 70 years after William E. Smith's group purchased the company, the Smith family continues to own and manage Royal Cup Coffee. This represents an extraordinary legacy of stewardship, a family that has guided a company through decades of change while maintaining its commitment to quality and innovation. Royal Cup Coffee has grown from Henry T. Batterton's horse drawn wagon to become a major importer, roaster, and distributor of coffee and tea with operations spanning the globe. They work directly with coffee farms in countries around the world, ensuring that the same commitment to quality that Batterton emphasized in 1896 extends all the way back to the source. But perhaps most importantly, Royal Cup Coffee has remained true to its Alabama roots. The company is still headquartered in Birmingham, still employs hundreds of Alabamians, and still sees itself as a steward of the coffee culture that Henry T. Batterton began. This continuity is remarkable in American business. How many companies can trace their origins back to a single entrepreneur in the 1890s and still be owned by the same family that rescued and transformed the business in the 1950s? Royal Cup Coffee represents not just Alabama's coffee history, but a model of how businesses can honor their heritage while embracing innovation and growth. The story of Henry T. Batterton and the evolution of his company into Royal Cup Coffee is more than just business history. It's the foundation story of Alabama's entire coffee culture. Every specialty roaster, every coffee shop, every coffee lover in Alabama is part of a tradition that began when a visionary entrepreneur loaded his horse drawn wagon with freshly roasted coffee and set out to serve his community. I hope you can see what makes this state truly special in the world of coffee. From Henry T. Batterton's horse drawn wagon in 1896 to Prevail Coffee's international recognition as the world's 17th best coffee shop, Alabama has consistently produced coffee innovators who refuse to accept good enough. They've built a culture that values craftsmanship, community, and continuous improvement. Alabama's coffee roasters aren't just serving great coffee, they're serving as cultural ambassadors, helping visitors understand what makes this state special. Whether you're sipping a perfectly crafted pour over at Seeds Coffee Company while exploring Birmingham's industrial heritage, or enjoying an expertly pulled espresso at Prevail Coffee while reflecting on Montgomery's civil rights history, you're experiencing coffee as it was meant to be, a catalyst for connection, conversation, and community. Alabama's coffee culture maintains the community focus that Henry T. Batterton established when he started making his rounds with a horse drawn wagon. These aren't just businesses, they're gathering places, community centers, and cultural institutions that help define what makes each Alabama city special. Thank you for joining me on this caffeinated journey through the heart of Dixie. Don't forget to subscribe for more hidden gems in American food and culture. And let me know in the comments which Alabama coffee roaster you're most excited to visit. Until next time, keep exploring, keep caffeinating, and keep discovering the incredible stories brewing in communities across America.